Welcome to our fractions lesson for today, boys and girls. Make sure you have a pencil and a paper. If you don't, I want you to pause the video and go get one. Make sure you're set up and then start the video again, okay? All right, on your piece of paper, I would like you to put page 210 at the top, and then I want you to write April 8th, 2020, and pause the video until you're finished writing that out, and then start the video again. All right, now that you're all set up with your page number and your date, we're going to do this just like we do it at school. If you have lines on your paper, you will know that there is a red line right here. So if you have lined paper, you have that red line, and then you've got lines going across. So if you have lined paper, then I want you to try to remember to put your numbers on the left-hand side of the red line. Okay, that'll help you when you go to grade 5. If you don't have lined paper, that's fine. You're just going to do exactly what I'm doing, and you're just going to write it the best you can, okay? So we're going to look over here. This is actually our textbook from school, and we're going to look right here. It says number 1 right there, and then there is an A part. So we're going to put A with a bracket. And our instruction says, color a picture to show 3/8. And you see this little TH at the end of the word 8. So eighths means that something is divided into 8 parts. So it doesn't say what kind of picture. It doesn't say a square, a circle. It doesn't say what kind of shape. But they want whatever we draw to have 8 parts. So can you pause the video and you can draw a square or a rectangle and divide it into 8 equal parts and then start the video again. All right, so if you drew a rectangle, you might have done 8 like this. If you did a circle, you might have 8 like this. If you did a square, you might, let's see, how would we do that into 8ths? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I think the only way we could do it into 8ths would be like that. Okay, so you could have any of those shapes. Now, if you don't have a shape with 8 parts, I want you to stop the video and copy one of those shapes down before we keep going. Okay, now if you have one of those shapes, I want you to stop the video and I want you to make your fraction show 3/8. So get something to color with or use your pencil. Stop the video and color that in. All right, you should have colored in 3 of the sections on whatever picture you have. So 3 out of the 8 should be colored in. Okay, and beside that, we always write the fraction that we are talking about. So put 3/8 beside it. Okay, all right, we're going to go on to B. So we're going to put a B underneath. Okay, and please make sure that your stuff is lined up. Your B should not be over here in the middle of the page. Okay, it should be right underneath the A. You can skip a line if you want to keep it nice and neat. Okay, we're going to look at B right here. What other fraction does your picture show? Now, in yesterday's lesson, I talked to you about how to look at the other fraction. So you did the color fraction. There's 3 colored out of 8. Now I want you to pause the video and write the other fraction that you see. All right, this next fraction should still have an 8 on the bottom because there are 8 possible sections. But now we're going to write down the uncolored fraction. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 sections that are uncolored. So our fraction shows 3/8 colored and 5/8 uncolored. All right, give yourself a check mark if you got that right. Way to go. All right, underneath the 2 goes on the left. Let's look at number 2. Hannah colored these fraction pictures. Okay, so we've got a yellow, a green, a purple, and a red. A. So let's write the A over here. Which picture shows 1/4 or 1/4? So this actually has two questions. It has which picture shows 1/4, and then it has another question. How do you know? So we're going to answer this first one first. So I want you to pause the video in a second, and I want you to pick the one that shows 1/4, and I want you to write the color of the one that shows 1/4. So this answer should be either yellow, green, purple, or red. Pause your video. All right, if you guessed green, you are correct. Now, the next question says, how do you know? So again, I want you to think about a sentence you could write underneath that would prove that green is the right answer. So you could say, green is the right answer because, so let's just write that together. Green is correct because, and I want you to make sure you spell because properly. Because, and then I want you to finish writing out the reason for that. So pause your video and write out your answer. Okay, possible answers could be green is correct because 1 out of 4 sections or pieces is green. So that's a possible answer. You could have said there are 4 triangles and 1 is colored green. And you could have said other things as well. But your answer should definitely say something with the number 1 and the number 4 in it. All right. Now, B. Let's look at B here, and I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to put B right here, but you should be putting it underneath. B says, what fractions do the other pictures show? So you are going to write the word yellow, and beside that, you're going to write the fraction. Then you're going to write the word blue underneath that, or purple, I guess it is, and write the fraction. And then you're going to write the word red under that and write the fraction. So I would like you to pause the video and write out your 3 color words, yellow, purple, red, and write the fraction beside. Pause your video. All right, now, because Mrs. Ratzoff has run out of room, I'm going to use my handy dandy eraser here. And I am going to make some room by getting rid of this guy for a second. All right, so yellow. Yellow, the answer should have been 5, got to go back to that. 5 sections altogether and 3 are colored yellow. Give yourself a check mark if you got that right. Oh, it was blue. Okay, I can see it now. So the next one is blue, and your fraction should be 6 sections altogether, and 5 are colored blue. Give yourself a check mark if you got that right. And the last color was red, and there were 8 sections altogether, equal sections, and 5 of those were colored red. So 5/8. Give yourself a check mark if you got that right. Okay, now we're just going to do a little bit of practice here about how to say fractions, because we're not at school to practice this all together. So you need to say this out loud, okay? So I want you to try to say this fraction out loud. All right, if you said 3/8, give yourself another check mark there. So we don't say 3/8, we say 3/8, and we have a th sound on the end. 3/8. Okay, try to say this one out loud. All right. If you said 5/8, you are correct. Give yourself another check mark right there. Okay, now we're going to look at this one. Try to say that one out loud. Okay, and this one is 3/5. We don't say 3/5. We say 3/5. So there's that TH sound in there. 3/5. Give yourself a check mark if you said that correctly. Okay, try the next one. 5/6. That's hard to say. It's like a tongue twister. 6. And if you said that one properly, give yourself another check mark there. And we have already practiced that one, but try it again. 5/8. Okay, 5/8. So if you said that one properly, give yourself a check mark for that one as well. Okay, if you still have room on your paper, you can just write underneath. Now we're skipping number 3. We're going to go right to number 4. And number 4 has an A section, so we are going to write A beside. All right, number 4 says, use a fraction to describe how full each glass is. So we're going to be looking at the colored part. Okay, so the first thing I want you to look at for A is this one. And I want you to pause the video and figure out how to write how many parts are colored. Figure out how to write your fraction and pause the video. All right, so there are 1, 2, 3 sections. So a 3 should go on the bottom. One of the sections is colored, so the 1 should go on the top. The bottom is the denominator. That's how many sections there are all together. The top is the numerator. That means how many are colored. Okay, underneath that we're going, or right beside it we have room, so let's do that. B. I want you to pause the video and see if you can write that fraction. All right, let's take a look at the number of sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 should be on the bottom. Now I think only 2 of those are colored. So let's put a 2 on the top. Hang on, I just have to erase this so I can see it again. Yep, it's just 2. Okay, it's just slightly above the 2, but 2 of them are full. So 2/6. Okay, give yourself a check mark if you got those things correct. Okay, on we go to number 5. Let's put the 5 underneath. Your 5 should be right underneath the 4. The 5 should not be wandering in the desert over here or over here. Okay, make sure it's right underneath the number 4. Okay, number 5, and 5 has an A part, so we're going to put that in right away so we're organized. Okay, number 5 says, use a rectangle divided into 12ths. So we need 12 parts. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's draw a pretty big rectangle here. Remember, you can always pause the video to wait and so you can catch up. Okay, let's divide it right across the middle like this. So now we got 2 equal parts. Now we're going to divide it right down the middle like this. All right, now to get 12, we are going to divide this section right here into 3 sections going up and down, so 6 sections all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Draw 2 lines, and that way you will get 6 more squares. So we have 12 all together. Count up, make sure you have 12. If you don't, pause the video and fix it. Okay, so we did part A. We just did number 5. Okay, here's A. Color your rectangle so more than 4/12 is yellow. Oh, well, that didn't tell us to color in 4. It said to color in more than 4. Okay, so let's do that. Now, if you don't have yellow, you can make a different system for yourself. You can actually just write in, here, I'll show you. If you don't have yellow, you can do this. You can put the word or the letter Y for yellow, okay? But if you do have yellow, you can follow along with me this way. Okay, so more than 4. So what's a number that's more than 4? We could choose 5 or 6. Okay, let's do 6. Okay, so I'm going to color in, this might be hard to see for you, but I'm coloring in 6 of them yellow. Okay? All right, let's see what's coming next here. Less than 4/12 is blue. Less than 4/12 is blue. So I'm going to find my blue. Less than 4. What's a number that's less than 4? We could do 3, 2, or 1. I'm going to pick 2. So 2 are blue. All right, and what does it say now? Now it says the rest are green. Okay, so if you have a green, if you don't have a green, just put the letter G. So the rest are green. There we go. Okay, B. So let's do B. We can do B here. Got room underneath. What fraction of your rectangle is green? That's the question they want to know. So pause the video and write in the fraction for the green section. All right, if you're back with me, the number on the bottom, the denominator, is all the possible sections. So altogether, there are 12 sections. That should be the number on the bottom. We colored 4 green, so I'm going to put 4 on top. Okay, so if you got 4/12, that is correct. On we go. Number 6. Number 6, A. Let's get organized. A. Color a picture to show 7/10. So boys and girls, I'd like you to draw. I'm just going to give you the shape, but then I want you to divide it into 10 sections, okay? So I'm going to give you this. And can you divide your rectangle into 10 sections and pause your video? Okay, so to divide this into 10 sections, we can do this a couple different ways. We can do really skinny, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And Mrs. Ratsoff didn't do a very good job of that, so I'll get rid of that guy. Okay, so there we go. I've got 10. Or I'll just go over here. Another way to do this is to go across the middle and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final line is 5. So figure out a way to get 10 sections in there. All right, now it says show 7/10. So I want you to pause the video and color in your fraction so that it shows 7/10. Okay, you're back with me. So let's color in 7 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you see that it can be random. You don't have to do the first chunk or the last chunk. It can be any 7. Okay, if you colored in 7, give yourself a check mark there. And please write the fraction beside 7/10. Okay, and we are going to do our last question on here for today. So B goes underneath, and B says, what other fraction does your picture show? So this picture right here shows 7/10, but it shows another fraction as well. And you're going to write that other fraction right there. And then you're going to take a picture of your work and upload it to me so I can see your work. If you're working on a computer or a laptop and you cannot take a picture, I want you to write this answer in the comment section under in this part on FreshGrade. Okay, so a picture of your work. If you can't do a picture, I want you to write this fraction right here in the comment section so that I can see that you finished the work. All right, good job, everybody.